Hello, happy, healthy, most vibrant, and authentic collective. So, channeling into today's message that I have for you is, since it is retrograde right now, okay, things are coming back around. So that means information, documentation, relationships, possibly if you when we use our discernment, these things are still going to come around. It doesn't mean that you need to go back to them. Yeah. So we have lover boy or girl, like a lust. So someone that you walked away from already may try to come back. Addictions may try to come back. Family members may try to come back. Ones that you've already you used your discernment and they felt it. It reverberated. So another thing is I forgot my other deck of cards as well. So that's also because of the retrograde that's going on. And then I believe we also have Venus that is in Cancer at this time. So your emotions, you guys. Emotions. Just focus on that. I wanted to do more of a monetary reading today because I was getting signs to do that. But at the same time, because of this energy that we know about and the retrograde and what's going on with Venus itself, just Cancer having to do with the home life, right, and the security and stability and love and protection, right? You think of Cancer, you think of number 4, sometimes 7 as well. Hathors, and the 7 sisters. But so I think financially, if you're called to Hermit, just, sometimes when we're called to Hermit, we do online shopping. So Spirit's just advising right now that any purchases, any investments that you make, any contracts that you sign, anything that you do like that, it's not to say don't do them. Just really, really pay attention to the fine print this weekend more than anything, because of the emotions, right, set to be triggered in everybody. Things are going to possibly be taken not in a wrong way, right? Because wrong and right is a matter of perception. Director's cut. So that was from the reverberate card anyway. What does this mean, Spirit? What does this mean? Director's cut, and it blew in the wind. Okay, sorry about that. I had to pause for a second. So when Director's cut flew off, so did 4 of Swords, stability. Okay, stability, recuperation, passivity, and rest. So Spirit's telling you, take lead of what's going on, in the ways that you do have, a sense of control, and really pay attention to the shadow work that is calling out to you, because your emotions are at an all-time high. So it's like the more and more you suppress them, numb them, avoid them, or just in general just don't want to deal with them, it's not going to be a pretty weekend for that. You know what I mean? You do want to compromise and meet this time in the middle, this time frame, because we have so much going on planetary wise. Okay. Also, I channeled making the rules up as you go. Okay, because you may feel like I did all this work, I trained, I studied, I did the thing, and I'm starting to see my manifestations, but I'm also feeling burnt out because of what's going on energetically, planetary, and stuff like that. And then also we have the portal, and I am aware that we did have an 8.8 earthquake, I believe, in Russia a few days ago. A few days after the portal had opened. It opened on the 26th, and it's set to close around the 11th, 13th. It could even be the 12th, but Spirit's showing me 11 through 13. So depending on your time, your local time as well, that plays a factor in it. But so making the rules up as you go along is something that could potentially create issues to arise this weekend, right? And because, like, being in this mode, there's nothing wrong with it. Again, it's just a matter of perception, and you won't know if you go out and, you know, you try to connect with someone new. You don't know what their sign is. You know, their sign can be a Cancer, it could be Pisces, it could be Scorpio. So that's already a water-based sign, and then we have all these heightened emotions on top of that this weekend. So really just focus on your mental space and your finances, and standing also in your truth, because I'm getting that recently maybe some of you have gone through something that it tested you, and you were like, no, I said what I said, and there's nothing wrong with what I said. And again, it's those things. So some of you may have already experienced this already. So that's just showing you what's to come for the weekend. What else? Okay. So Spirit is saying that this is bringing an energetic surge. Okay. So, and some of you may feel it different. Some of you may, your appetite will change. Some of you may be more, you know, have more of an appetite, and others of you, it may completely go away to where you like have to remind yourself. Also, you can take this time to fast. I really believe that doing shadow work and fasting really amplifies and speeds up the process if you're someone that, like me, that does not like to be stuck in one position or one feeling, you know, just that feeling of stagnation. And it can be even in a good sense, like conformity, you know what I mean? So another way to get past the shadow work a little bit easier, you know, I'm not a medical professional, but from experience, when I have fasted, it's helped tremendously with the symptoms. It really has. You know, you could stick to just water, you could stick to broth, tea, however it is that you are called to do it. You can even just do a fruit diet, a fruit cleanse, a smoothie. So stuff like that. Really pay attention to your physical body, right? Because you're taking a deep dive. You are, or you already have, and you're becoming this enchanting and magnetic being. And everywhere you turn, you're noticing like the positivity in life, the beauty in life. You're noticing your perspective shift has drastically changed, you guys. It's gotten to the point where you, like, maybe others saw you as unrecognizable before, and now you see it in yourself. You're coming back to your purity and innocence. And you are divinely protected. Yeah, you're being so supported right now, you guys. I'm going to leave it there for time purposes. And also something to do with Aries. I believe there's a trine in Aries as well. I'm not sure on the degrees on these things, you guys. So if you want to do your own research, you're more than welcome to. But with Aries energy comes that fire, comes that passion. So it's like that electric, or that energy surge that you're going to get is going to be one of passion, a fiery passion. And it's like you're remembering who you are every day more and more and more and more and more, and stepping into that role. It's not just like, it's like how the education system has us learning before we apply something, and that's great to do. I'm not saying not to do that, but that's not the full knowledge of it. You have to actually take the action to learn from experience in order to learn the thing as well. So, yeah. You are going to be feeling vulnerable, or you already do feel vulnerable, because you're starting to see this layer of yourself, because you have taken a deep dive, or you will be taking a deep dive, depending on where you are on your timeline when you watch this. Also, travel. A lot of you may be traveling. It could be astral projection, or you could be like physically traveling, and just getting away and getting some space for yourself. That's really being encouraged right now, because I just saw the sun card right now poke out. So the exposure, the truth, these things that are retrograding back around, right? Those things that are coming back around, you're feeling it energetically. It's tugging on you. So really rest. That's the message of the day. rest, right? You want to be as resilient and as, clear-minded and balanced as you possibly can. So Spirit's just advising. This is not a warning, but um, you know, not for the divine energy as well, at least. Yeah, this is for, yeah. So now Spirit's tapping into my part 2. So we have some energy harvesting and faded lessons. Sorry, the card flew out. So we do have the energy harvesting that we are feeling up in the universe, okay? And you're feeling it in all of your bodies, your ethereal body, your spirit body, your mental body, your physical body. Yeah, these secrets being revealed. I'm telling you, this one just poked out and it flew out now. So I am going to leave it there for time purposes, and I will be co-creating a part 2 for this. Much love, collective. One love.